Next up, I'm going to come to the track that I've made here, which is kind of basic dance music kind of track with a breakdown where we have some more harmonic elements to play with. And I'm going to convert that and use simpler again. And what I want is this area here. So I could come over here and in note mode, look for something to play. Something like that. So we can then also bring the end of the looping area down. And we're having this kind of click sound going again. So let's just step inside, make sure that warp is off, because we need that in order to have the fades. Come over to global, give it a little bit more volume. Come over to main, and loop is of course on. And so at this stage we can use the loop fade option again. Now we don't want it too long, because now it sounds like it's triggering the sound over and over again. So we can shorten matters, shorten things a wee bit, move the loop length. It's not too bad. It's not absolutely fantastic, but it'll probably work. Okay, that's a basic version of it. Sounds kind of slightly 90s, but it's kind of fun. We could, of course, then use envelopes in the same way we've done before to give it a slightly more organic fall off. But let's do something interesting with pitch and go to global. And what we're going to play with is this glide area here. Now for that to really work, we want to make sure that voices are at 1, so that only one sound, one note can play at any one time. And then come over and move to glide and turn this glide time up. So what happens next is if I play a note, it plays as normal. But if I then play 1 just after that, it takes 5.37 seconds to go to the next one. Which is obviously quite a lot of fun. And if you put it on short setting, shorter, let's say, you can have really fun effects that could work really well in all kinds of different music. You could also put it in Portamento mode instead. Now the difference between Portamento and Glide in this case is that we can use Portamento polyphonically. So let's put up the notes and just put Glide a bit higher. Whereas if this would be in Glide, it's not really going to work. They're kind of fighting. This also sounds like an unhappy cat. They're kind of fighting over the note priority, I guess you could probably say. So Portamento, a lot of fun. And now, of course, if we combine this with having MPE, I'm sure we get some completely wild results. I don't know what you're going to do with that, but it is pretty cool. And I want to hear what you're going to do with that. So if you do something crazy with Glides and Portamento, share it in the community or online somewhere. I would love to hear it. On this note of sliding, or gliding really, sliding between pitches, I guess, is what I wanted to say. Using this with percussion can be absolutely crazy. So let's look at that. So in order to do this, we're just going to come and check a few settings. So in global, let's put voices back to 1. Let's put it over to glide, so that kind of mono effect essentially. Over in main, we can turn loop off. It is really confusing how sometimes one of these is a button, sometimes it's a encoder. And we also want to move this point somewhere else. and make it an awful lot longer. Let's just pop it here actually. No, let's pop it later in the track. More things going on. Okay, here we go. Now listen to this. Party's over, folks. Collect your things and go home. Obviously, it's changing the tempo as well. So if we come over to warp and turn warp on, we can then keep the tempo the same, but essentially be messing with the pitch or the tonality of things. It's on warp mode beat, so it should work relatively well. I can turn on accent to keep things at 100% velocity. Let's move the glide time up a bit. You might find this absolutely terrifying, and it is in a way, but the technique could be used in a lot of different places, in a lot of different ways, and a lot of different things, and in many cases result in things which are I'm going to dare say more freaky, but also less freaky. So yeah, really fun combination of techniques there. That was just a small part of the Push 3 Bible. If you have any questions about the course, do check the links below. Let me know in the comments or write to me directly. And in the meantime, take care.